And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to another JVS movie review. Today we have a review of the latest film from Disney and Pixar, Soul, starring Jamie Foxx and Tina Fey. Let's give a quick synopsis, then we'll get into the film. A musician who has lost his passion for music is transported out of his body and must find his way back with help from an infant soul learning about herself. So, um, earlier this year, Pixar released Onward, and when Onward came out, my opinions on Onward was that wow, it may not be the worst movie in the world. It felt like a rehash of everything that Pixar had done before, but had done better. And I kind of wanted to see later on in the year as we went on, because we kind of knew that Pixar had another movie coming out, which was Soul. Soul was initially supposed to drop in the summer, but because everything in the world, it got ended up pushing out to the end of the year. And when we came across Soul, which we got access to review, I watched it and I came away with the same feelings, kinda, that I had for Onward, which was not a bad movie, but something I've seen done better from Pixar. Pixar is at a place now where they're no longer judged against competition, they're judged against their back catalog, which is a great place to be, because that means that you've done enough work and enough great movies and entertainment that people love your back catalog. But it also means your new stuff has to start living up to it. So, which is brought to you by, I'm getting the director, let me get the director right. Peter Docter is the director. I believe he also directed Inside Out and maybe Up. I think he did Inside Out and Up. And it's written by him, Mike Jones, and Kemp Powers. Kemp Powers is the writer of One Night in Miami. I think he wrote the play and he wrote the screenplay. You could check out me and Sam review on One Night in Miami to kind of get our opinion on what we thought about that film. Now, I do know they also gave Mr. Powers, I think, directing credit for this movie too. Um, it's a story behind that I'm not willing to go into that I have read about it, but that's a good thing that they actually did give him directing credit for this, because it's clear that he had some type of input and impact on the way this movie was shot. But let's quickly go into the way this movie is shot. Soul looks amazing. It shows the actual city, the actual live action city that it is in. It looks amazing. It's some of the best animation done by Pixar, and how vibrant and how the city moves and how the city breathes. It's when it goes to its soul realm that everything falls off from an animation standpoint. It loses what amazingly we got in Inside Out, when Inside Out transported from its real world to its other world. Like, it came across still vibrant, still everything. Here in Soul, it doesn't do that. So you're kind of always waiting for it to get back to the real world. But unfortunately for Soul, when it gets back to the real world, the plot suffers, and suffers immensely. It becomes as predictable a movie as I have seen from Pixar. There's literally not a single surprise, and I think I'm almost word for word saying what I said about Onward. It is almost not a single surprise in how Soul moves. It does everything you would expect it to do. And for a film that still at times reminds you of the Inside Out and Up, it kind of needs to do more than just move to the beats that everyone kind of can see coming. And that was the issue here. Not the voice cast, because Jamie Foxx is great in this film. Tina Fey is extremely likable in this film. That's the best way to put it. They have other voice actors, but all of them are in much smaller roles, like the Felicia Rashad, who plays Jamie's mom in the film. Angela Bassett, who plays the jazz singer in this film, who I wish, hey, people of Pixar, if you could do something where you gave us a story of that jazz singer, I wanted to see that jazz singer more and more as the film went on. And unfortunately, she's only in like 2 or 3 scenes. Kind of a missed opportunity there, along with a lot of other missed opportunities they had to push this to great levels. Instead, they pulled back just enough to make it just widely entertaining for all and not really get into the depths of what could make this movie great. And that's the issue with it. All the pieces are there for this movie to be great, and yet it still falls apart. And that's what you don't want from Pixar. Again, Pixar is known for pushing the envelope, making you think with these type of movies. This movie is set up perfectly to make you think about the greater lessons of life and how you learn to live and things of that nature. This movie could set up all of that, and instead it goes by the numbers. We even get like body swapping moments in this film that feel so unnecessary at times. And I know it's supposed to be charming. It's supposed to bring people in that way, but it does nothing. It even on the lessons that it's attempting to teach you, you kind of see them coming a mile away. And that is the problem. Like it's the setup of it is so simplistic, it leads to not going as far as it could go. So it just feels like a Pixar movie that I've seen before, but done better. And that's the problem with Soul. It's a Pixar movie I've seen before, but done better. But by no means is it a bad movie. It is still highly entertaining for it to be the first Pixar movie to have a black lead character. Also an amazing thing to do. But just next time, please, let's push the character beyond just the character being black. We could push the character to something else. And we could push the character to be great. And that's the best way to put it. Like, we have great characters in Pixar. And I think at times this movie coasts, and especially in the promotion of it, it coasts on the point that it is Pixar's first time having a black lead character in a film instead of focusing on making it a great film, which they don't do here. So, the latest brought to you by Pixar. Out of a possible 10, I'm going to give Soul 6 out of 10. I cannot off the top of my head remember what I gave Onward, but to me, they feel like the same movie. At times, they gave me the same feeling where it was like, oh, okay, this is enjoyable, but this isn't something that I plan on ever watching again. And that's something that Pixar has been missing on a lot lately, are those films that make you want to go back and watch over and over and over again. I've seen Soul once. I never need to see Soul again, and that's kind of the way I felt about Onward. But maybe, just maybe, other people will glean different meanings out of Soul. I believe Sam dropped a review for Soul, or he's dropping a review for Soul, and I think he loves this movie. And maybe me and him will get together and have a discussion on it, because Sam also hasn't seen Onward, so he doesn't understand like the thought process of comparing it possibly to Onward and comparing it to other great Pixar films, which you have to do when it's Pixar, because you expect high quality from Pixar. Because if this was from another animation studio, this could be their best work. But for Pixar, it's always going to come across as like, this is not your best work. It's good, but not great. Not the bar we expect from Pixar. But hey, check it out. So it drops Christmas Day on Disney Plus for free. So you don't have to pay for it like you had to pay for that horrible Mulan movie. You get to get Soul for free. So check it out. Let us know what you think. If you like it, let me know the things that you liked about it. Maybe it will make me go back, rewatch this with a different set of eyes, and maybe enjoy it a little bit more. If you absolutely hate it, let me know, because I got to find out why. It's not a movie that you need to hate. It's just not a movie that is... It's not a movie up to the par of what the studio normally brings you, or at this point, what it used to bring you. But check it out. Let us know what you think. Peace, people.